HIV/AIDS is 25 years old. I'm tired that there's still no cure. And I need you to help me keep fighting. I'm frustrated from the apathy, tired of feeling alone in the fight. But when I think about people living with the virus, I have to keep going. And I need your help. Let's join the fight. Let's you and me give our strength, our time, our knowledge, our compassion. Give ourselves. Let's never give up. Join the fight.
Hey sweeties, it's your girl Candy.
And this is Skittles.
And you're watching Sweet Addictions TV. And we have this Julissa.
Hi. Hey, how you doing? I'm good. I'm so excited to be here with you guys. I love the show, so
thank you.
I'm excited. They're a trip. I love them.
So what brings you to Atlanta?
Actually, I was escaping a storm in New York. I mean, this is real talk. You guys always give it real, so I'm just keeping it real with you guys. And I actually escaping the storm on my way to the Bahamas. I'm finally getting a break. I decided to stop at ATL, visit my cousins, and then I'll be on my way tomorrow.
You escaped, but it's cold here too.
It is cold, I know, but nowhere near compared to a snowstorm, so it's all good. Plus, I'm getting a chance to hang out with you guys, so I said if I'm going to be in ATL, it's a couple hours, I gotta hook up with Candy and Skittles.
That's right. So, we do a little research. So.
Okay.
And I seen that, about the movie.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about it?
I actually have a new movie coming out. It's called Harlem Hostel. It's going to be in theaters in New York and the tri-state area, actually February 19th, but it'll be on DVD nationwide in May. And I also have another movie out called Make It Happen. It's a dance movie through the Weinstein Company. It's on DVD right now, so you guys can check that out. It's just so different for me. I'm kind of getting my feet wet. It's a lot of fun. I still love hosting. It's basically another real passion of mine, so it's hard to balance both, but I try, and I just want, the audience and my fans who have seen me do one thing, just to see me in a different light. I mean, I started off in theater, and that's what I always wanted to do, and thought Broadway was it for me, and, especially exactly growing up in New York, and, going to 42nd Street, man, one day to be on that stage would be incredible, but, things happened, and I detoured and actually got into hosting and found a love for that. So now with acting, people are going to see me in a different light. For example, in Make It Happen, I play the role of Carmen, and she's basically like the queen bee. She doesn't take any from nobody. Exactly. She's very much that. So, which is different. People are used to seeing me happy-go-lucky, bubbly Julissa, on BT or MTV. So it's just a change, and I just want to be able to, any way that I can find to express myself in the arts, I'm down for it. So.
I'm going to take it back just a little bit.
Okay.
How did you get involved with hosting?
Well, I started off hosting. It's funny because a lot of people think that I just came out of nowhere on BET. They're like, who's this girl? And then, who's this Spanish girl? What is she saying? Because obviously my accent. But a lot of people don't know that I started hosting on Telemundo and on Mundos, which is a bilingual network that ever since NBC and Telemundo merged, they came out with. And I started a show called The Roof, which is very much like their 106 in Park, back in the day, about 6 years ago. And I was 18 years old, didn't know what I was doing. I ended up auditioning. My manager in New York sent me out on a couple castings. This is when I just first got into business. I got a manager at 17 years old through a cousin of mine who I didn't even know was my cousin.
It just popped up.
Yeah. You know how that goes. No, but I'm Dominican, so I have a big family, and us Hispanics, it happens like that sometimes. Right. So I ended up meeting with a cousin of mine who was already in the business. He gave me some advice. He's like, look, check out this manager. She'll get you going on some stuff. I was like, all right. I was just excited, just wanted to get out there. And sure enough, one of the first things that I booked was that show, The Roof, on Telemundo. And I did that for almost 2 years, and then from there I went back to New York because I was based out of Miami. So I went back to New York, did some modeling, did a couple seasons with Echo Red, and ended up on BET.
Now, that's what I want to ask. How did that come about?
It's funny because that came about through me. I was modeling for Echo, and the ads were out, and my mom said, my biggest friend, she's like, Julie, I seen you in the magazine. You want to check it out? And I was like, what are you talking about, Ma? So I ended up picking up Vibe magazine at the time, and I'm flipping through the pages. I see the ad, I'm like, oh, it came out cool. Then I start reading an article on Free, as you know, from 106 and Park. And I've always been a big fan of hers and a big fan of BET and the network in general. So I started reading up on her, and it's funny because this is how you know when things are meant to be. She barely really ever did press. So for me to stumble across an article on her was really exciting. So I'm reading, and in the article she mentioned Stephen Hill, who's the vice president of programming at the time at BET. And I was like, you know what, I gotta get my agents on the phone. I called up my agents, like, do you mind if you send over a press kit, send over my reels, see if they're casting? And sure enough, 2 weeks later, they happened to be casting, and I was in the casting room with Ray J at the time, with basically all the new faces. Right, and I just started going through all the rounds. I mean, it was like literally a room full of people, and we were there all day, and it just like started winding down to more people leaving, and before I knew it, I was like one of the last still around, and they called me up. They're like, we would love for you to come into our office and, you know, just get to know you some more. So I'm like sitting there with Stephen Hill and Penny McDonough at the time, who was at BET, and I'm telling him the story. He's like, wow, Julissa, that's crazy, because I've had people's reels and materials for over a year, and we just never been casting. So it was meant to be, I feel.
Yeah, that's how you know. A lot of times when you, not to say don't work hard,
right?
But sometimes when it just kind of falls into place, that's how you know, like, I'm supposed to be doing this.
Yeah, so it just happened to work out. So that's why I said, you know, this is something that it was meant to be. And, you know, I had offers from other places at the time too, but I just always felt like BET needed some kind of representation in the Latino community, because we've been watching the network for so long, and for me to be the first Latina in over 25 years that the network was around, I'm like, that's crazy. We've always been fans of BET. We've always, you know, watched the videos, you know, and to finally be on and say, hey, you know what, I'm here to, not so much represent, but I'm here to just kind of also have the network, the community that already watches the network, as somebody who they can relate to. Was really
have a voice.
Yeah, have a voice, exactly.
But I mean, you said not represent, but really you are representing. How do you feel about, you know, representing? Like, is it pressure on you at all times? They know, oh goodness, everybody's watching. I represent the Latino family. Like,
right. Well, you know, I try not to think about the weight of it all, because then that'll just drive you crazy. I'm very passionate about what I do. I like to have a good time. A lot of people, you know, people are always going to hate, like, what's she so excited about? Why is she always jumping around or all bubbly? Well, honestly, when I'm doing whatever, you know, whether it's hosting or acting, I just want people to, whatever stress they had in their day, to kind of let go of it, just enjoy, tune in. If I can make you forget about whatever you had going on in your day for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours on a live show, and you can enjoy some videos and some great interviews, then, you know, why not? You know, why be on TV and not enjoy what I'm doing? I mean, I'm very blessed for the opportunity, so I just always never understood why people were like that. But
what did you do?
Yeah.
You tuned in.
Exactly. You know, that's why I watch you guys, because you're so entertaining. You're the one. Candy and Skittles just be like, what's up, guys? You know, here's another interview. So
I'll tell you what happened.
You know, even though it's pressure, you know, when you are representing and you're breaking new ground in a way. But when you love what you do, you kind of don't think about it, you know. And I always give young girls the advice of, yeah, you know, we're in the limelight and we can be looked up to as role models, but also look up to your successful aunt or sister or cousin or just someone immediate in your family, because we aren't perfect. You know, we're put on this pedestal. We're gonna make mistakes. So look up to someone who can also inspire you within your own community or within your own family.
Right. Now let me ask you, I know even though it's owned by the same company, how did you make the transition from BET to MTV?
Okay, so MTV came around when I left BET to do this movie, Make It Happen, the dance movie that I just mentioned. I had just wrapped up, and MTV was getting ready to start a show, Countdown to America's Best Dance Crew. Obviously, America's Best Dance Crew is a big hit, so they wanted to do a pre-show leading up to to the new episodes of that show every week. So it just made sense at the time. They're like, well, you just did this dance movie. We have a choreographer to be your co-host. We think it'll work. Is it something you're interested in? I said, you know what? Yeah, why not? You know, it's a lot of fun. I'm a big fan of that show anyway. So it just happened to work out. And then now with Jersey Shore, I ended up shooting a pilot for MTV. and that didn't get picked up, but they brought me back because the pilot got some good buzz, and we started doing Jersey Shore, and now obviously that's just like the biggest thing everybody's addicted to.
Okay. I know you're going to be going to the reunion show, right?
Yes.
I
know, there's very...
What's his name? The Situation?
Yes, The Situation.
Okay, so you've been around them somewhat.
Let me tell you, I watched the show before it premiered. I had to watch all 9 episodes of the series. And the minute I started watching the first show, I was like, this is kind of like a train wreck that you can't stop watching. Yeah. So I understand people's addiction to the show, and they're just crazed with it, and I get it, because I feel like you're living vicariously through these people, through the situation, through Snooki. Yeah, maybe we wouldn't necessarily do backflips in the middle of a dance floor in a club.
Right. What they be doing?
Fist pumping. Yeah. Or necessarily fist pumping. But, you look at them and like, man, they're having a great time. They don't have any kind of inhibitions. And another reason why I think people watch is because you can tell that's really who they are. A lot of days, these days especially, a lot of the times I should say, a lot of these quote-unquote reality shows, they're not really real. They're scripted, or they're set up in a way, or they have storylines that they need to stick to. Oh no, what you see is what you get with them.
That's them.
That is them.
How they make you feel?
Yeah.
Exactly. With that.
So, yeah, all that fist pumping that they do and everything that you see, that's real. Yeah.
Wow. God bless you.
To each his own, right?
Yeah, of course, all day long.
Whatever floats their boat.
So, I want to say congratulations. You was also in the top 10 most beautiful Dominican women.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, Complex Magazine, which is funny because I'm like, oh, okay, this is random. But I'll take it.
Thanks.
What a compliment, Phil. Thanks.
So, what more do we have to look forward to? Because I see you're doing movies and Broadway.
I'm hoping I can make my way back to the original goal at hand, but.
So besides the 2 movies that you spoke of, is there like some things that you have planned that you're going to shoot to? Some things that we can, check out?
Well, Jersey Shore is going to get picked up for another season, so hopefully we'll still continue with the after-hour show and again the reunion. They don't start shooting for a couple months, so we'll probably have that for you guys in the fall. But I'm also on tour with Steve Madden.
Okay. Steve Madden. He showed up. It was hot.
Aren't they cool?
I love it.
Yeah, these are Steve Madden actually. I go around the country with him. We do in-store appearances, which is really, really fun because a lot of people that don't necessarily get to see me now on BET or MTV while we're taking a break. I can be there with them, in their hometown, having a good time. We give away tons of free shoes, so you want that. T-shirts, we have a live DJ. I'm hoping we can come back to ATL very soon. I keep telling Steve, let's go to ATL. It's a big fan base out there, and out here people love to shop, so I think it would be great. We'll be in Vegas actually February 20th, so that'll be our first stop in our spring tour.
What's for the Magic Show?
Yeah, it'll be during Magic, so we should get a good turn off the round.
Yeah. Steve, come on.
Right. Oh, don't get it twisted. Steve loves hip hop. He is a huge fan of just urban lifestyle in general. Right. Urban lifestyle, but he's inspired a lot by that. I mean, you can just tell by a lot of the shoes that he puts out there and a lot of his marketing and a lot of the things that he does. He's just a big supporter of the hip hop community, loves the music. And even has Steve Madden music. He showcases, one of his very first showcases were actually Jasmine Sullivan, who has such a great voice. I mean, he put her out there and promoted her as much as possible. And Melanie Fiona was another one. He tries to get talent that's right on the brink of just about to break up. Yeah, about to break and be the biggest thing. So he's a big fan. So that's why working with him was really cool, because a lot of people are like, well, that's a mix or you hosting, but really it's not. Once you get to know him, he's super cool. We're gonna be probably in a town near you. We have Vegas coming up. We have Tampa. We have Denver. We have Austin, Texas. So definitely check out stevemadden.com, or you can hit me up on Twitter at Julissa B and keep updated on all the things I have going on.
Okay, Do you have any other websites that maybe,
Oh, yes, I can't forget. Check out sarahthefilm.com. It's actually a short film that I did, an independent short film, and it's by far one of the most challenging things that I've done in my career thus far. And if you check out the site, and if you get some background on the film, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's basically, yeah, it's very intense. It's a universal story in the sense that it's about these two people who meet and are kind of hit it off, are going in this relationship, just going nonstop. I play the title role of Sarah. She basically just thinks on her feet. She doesn't worry about tomorrow. She's an ex-prostitute, so you see how different that is already. And they end up getting to a point where they go and something happens where it could potentially change the rest of that person's life and definitely going to change the rest of her life. So that's why you have to watch to see what I'm talking about. But basically, you're watching this as the audience and you're thinking, man, what would I do if I was in that position? If somebody told me this news that could have potentially changed my health and my way of life forever. So hopefully you guys will get a chance to check it out. And
we'll put the links on the side.
There you
go. Teaser, go check it out. Of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I really want to know, you have your hand in so many things.
Yes.
What advice, because there's a lot of people that watch our show and they love entertainment. They want to know how to get into the entertainment. So what advice would you give to our viewers on how they should go about getting into the entertainment business?
Well, I would say, first of all, I always say stick to whatever it is that you know you want to do. Like if it's acting, if it's hosting, if it's dancing, whatever it is in the arts that you're doing, make sure you just get as good as you can. Just really hone your craft. Like practice as much as you can and try to get out there as much as you can. So if I was living in a small town, I mean, if you're in Atlanta, now there's a lot of ways where you can network and you can go to certain community, theaters and start getting your start that way if you want to be an actor. Just try to find whatever you can find in your community to get started and get out there, because you want to obviously start off where you're from and let people know, hey, I'm from here, I'm an artist, I'm doing this, and just try to get as much buzz as you can in your local community, and then hopefully from there try to get out as much as you can. There's so many social networking sites nowadays, whether it's Twitter, whether it's, I don't know if people are still on MySpace as much as they were before, because I'm the worst, by the way. I have a BlackBerry and a Twitter, and I'm like, I think I'm doing it. Yeah, that's it. Because I'm not good with all that at all. But whether it's through the net, whether it's through blogs, however you can try to get yourself out there, get yourself out there. Don't take no for an answer, because you're going to get 1,000,001 no's before you get that one yes. And one quote that I always try to remember is, work hard because failure is easy. Success, set yourself up for success because failure is easy.
Right.
And that's so true. It's easy to give up on something, and it's easy to just say, you know what, I'm done with this because I'm not getting the momentum that I thought I would be getting once I get the ball rolling, because you're going to have that. I mean, I went from being on people's living rooms 5 days a week, every day. And next thing I know, if I'm shooting a movie on set for 2 months, this business is very much out of sight, out of mind.
Right.
So they're like, oh, what is she up to? What is she doing? She kind of, but just try to get out there and work on your craft. And if you're really passionate about something, don't stop, and don't ever, ladies especially, please, don't ever compromise your morals for anything that you want in life, because there have been opportunities, trust, and I'm sure you
especially in this business.
Yes, and I'm sure you guys can relate, where they'll promise you the world and then some, just for all the wrong reasons. So just stick to what you believe in, stick to your morals, and don't ever compromise anything for an opportunity. Even though it may seem like, oh my God, this is going to be it at the time, you never know. Things happen for a reason. So
in this business, gets around like this real quick.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So,
real quick.
I mean, with me, it's funny because I'm like, man, I wish I had at least half of the things that they say about me be true, because my life would just be so much more exciting. I wish I was dating such and such. I wish I was doing I find it so funny, but I get it. It's part of the business. I don't ever complain about it. It is what it is, I feel like the people who have followed my career thus far know the real deal. Right. I get places like this, an outlet like this, to clear it up. So not every picture that you see me with somebody, I'm dating them, because that's not the case.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Did you hear it? Did you hear it? Okay.
I have a lot of fun hanging out with you guys.
Yes, we have fun.
Thanks for having me.
All right, y'all. So y'all make sure to hit up all the websites. We're going to definitely put them on the side. And follow your girl on Twitter.
Yes.
And we got to let her go because she's ready to get to the sunshine. And leave her behind.
Listen, I worked hard. I need a couple days off. I'm like, please, bring on the sunshine.
Okay, just lay on the beach.
Yes.
All right, sweetie. So we're out.
Bye. Bye.